first battle that is not involving two players hitting each other.
I use my mace to swipe, like, whack it in the head.
My only source of light is my computer screen. Thank you very much. 1 second.
What is that bug?
6.
That's a 10. Looks really sad. That's ended.
No, I told you didn't need to roll. The chandelier that's over you in the foyer is starting to sway a little bit more than it was before, and it's starting to look more unstable.
I'm fragile. I'm so fragile.
Watch out for the chandelier. It's not looking kind.
And you all watch and hear as you can hear the ceiling start to crack. And watch as rubble begins to fall from the ceiling as that chandelier begins to fall.
I did say the chandelier is unkind.
3 magic missiles appear around your head and shoot right towards the armor, and all 3 of them at once just explode into pieces as they're hit with these magic missiles. So the armor is crumbled to the ground. There is now a new hole in the ceiling that was not there before, and there's a large pile of rubble now in the middle of the room where the chandelier fell. Chandelier. No fire has been started. Miraculous considering everything around. But you're all now there, still sort of divided off into the groups you were in both Abijah and Kaskan in the greenhouse, Tylwalyn and the Lily couple, sort of more towards the left, going towards the drawing room. What do you do?
Okay, I'm going to...
Yeah.
Tylwalyn's going to go and look at Armor 4, kick it, and then see if she can figure out why it exactly started when we moved past the pillars.
Sure. Give me an Arcana check. 22. Dang. So, what I will say, animated armor is not unusual. It's a rather, kind of common thing a lot of adventurers would kind of come across and things like that. So, the fact that it came alive is not unusual in itself. And it's also no surprise that y'all didn't know right away because they're made to be disguised perfectly almost. But obviously your question was why did it start moving when you left the sort of perimeters of the pillars? And from what you can tell, whatever magic was kind of set this armor to sort of animate and has animated this armor, because usually it is some sort of magic that will do that. It seems that whatever, you being a wizard, kind of looking through, detect magic, all of that kind of stuff. From what you can tell, it was sort of set almost like a trap of some kind. Sort of the idea that if you try to leave this area and wander further, that they would come alive and they would come try and attack you or stop you from traversing further and stuff like that. So from what you can gather looking at it, the reason they came alive was because this was basically a trap that was set for you.
Wait, so this is... Guys, this was a trap. See,
really?
Your
okay.
House doesn't appear to be evil, yes.
Now,
I understand.
Everyone, let her talk.
The guy that just passed through didn't trigger it, though. So, either it's because there were several of us, or he was the one who said it.
How, though? Or he set them off, and then he escaped.
How would he be able to escape, though? We would have seen the damage, considering how, as we can tell by now, confirmed with healing to spell, each time they moved, they caused, but they would have chased after him. And each time they moved, they, basically destroyed the room.
Rip.
You don't know if they would have chased after him. Or do
So
we
sorry
know
about that.
after him through...
Well, anyway.
I mean, if anyone would like to... I don't know. I would say if anyone would like to do... I'll say either a wisdom or an intelligence check to try and maybe figure out what they kind of think happened or who set this trap or whether or not he set it off or anything like that.
-1 come from?
Intelligence check.
Negative. Net 1 plus -1.
You got a
Dirty
nat 1
Okay.
minus a 1?
I mean,
Ken is on point today.
why not? I have a 4.
Dirty 22.
Dirty
It's
20.
Not even trying.
Mine's wisdom. Mine's wisdom, though.
Wisdom. What did
Mine's
Tylwalyn get?
intelligence. Intelligence is dirty 20.
Dirty 20. What did Lisandro get?
The 4 with wisdom.
4. And then what did Maylee get? Or did Maylee not roll?
I roll. 5.
All right, so the lovebirds, you just, to be honest, you just think this is like, all this is nonsense. Like, who really cares? We're here for the bounty. We got things to do. Who gives a shit who set the trap? Whatever. These are just monsters are monsters. Whatever. Let's move on with our day. Kaskan. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you are convinced, all right? Pondering about this for a moment. Lizard brain on full think mode. You ponder this for a moment. And honestly, I think you know the solution. This is all just a plan by this thief to get away from you. He has probably set up this whole house with traps. He must have worked so fast and with so much magic, just so fast, that he set up a whole house filled with traps for you to try and catch you and stop you from coming and apprehending him. That's obviously what's going on here. He's the mastermind behind this whole thing.
So Kaskan thinks for a second, and then he's just like, no, wait. The wizard is smart.
Yeah.
The wizard works. The wizard is probably right.
Yeah, Tylwalyn and Abijah, you sort of think about it for a moment, and to the both of you, you kind of think to yourself, okay, just sort of like narrowing down solutions a little bit. All this is a thought experiment. The guy you were going after is renowned as a very crafty thief and stuff like that. You don't think that this is the kind of magic he could do. It's not that he didn't know magic. He certainly did. I mean, bundle of twigs, if we can refer to that. But you don't think this is his work. And you also don't think that he could set up something like this that fast. This looks like somebody kind of knew what they were doing, and almost just sort of like had it already planned and ready to go. You also see that the footprints leading into the greenhouse that y'all already kind of noticed before, they look as if they don't look like someone was just sort of strolling on by. They look like someone was sprinting. So you kind of have a guess that maybe he just sort of sprinted through this room so that the trap did trigger, but because there was only one person, that maybe the armor didn't actually have anyone to attack. It was like he just kind of went out of their range so fast that either they just didn't move, or they kind of meandered a bit, or maybe they even like immediately shut back down or something like that. But you don't think, again, you don't know this for sure, but you don't think it's impossible for him to have like not set off the trap or gotten through and just there be no damage left over. I'm going to also say with that sort of, because both of those were very high and they both were 20 and up, you also kind of think that it is a bit peculiar that the chandelier did fall. Obviously, this house is extremely old, and it does, it's very worn and old and stuff like that. But it doesn't look abandoned. The pillars were intact, save like some very loose like damage and scrapes and stuff like that, just sort of normal wear and tear. But they weren't like decaying. So you sort of, something out of the back of your mind is you wonder if this is not the only time this trap has ever been set off. And that maybe this is something, because again, those armors swing and they hit hard. So you wonder if part of the reason that happened is not just because the manor is old, but because of a couple years of like just that sort of vibration and turmoil happening in this room. And I will leave you with that.
Okay, so he's gonna like put his hand around his chest and like rub his chin, like think about it for a minute, and he's gonna like, Tylwalyn, I do believe this isn't the first time this sort of thing has happened. Remember what the remember what the very gentle old soul in the market said, that tons of paladins and clerics and all sorts of people have come in and out to try to help cleanse or clean this manor, and it's what started all the rumors and it started all the hoaxes. So I'm wondering if this could all be a game or a puzzle, perhaps, to somebody. What do you think?
That sounds more reasonable. But
It just seems too convenient for everything to be set up the way it was, and like look at the footsteps to the greenhouse. I don't. Now, our target, he was supposed to be very crafty and very vile, but I don't think he would have time to enchant all the armor and enchant everything on its way and be able to hide. What do you
especially
think?
since I because I knew the bounty and everything, and they gave me more information. That's not the kind of magic he's able to cast too. So it couldn't have been that. That sounds like the most reasonable thing, but I'm wondering if we're missing something.
Kaskan, I don't know what they're talking about. I'm pretty sure your idea's right. I think you got it on lock. I don't know what they're talking about.
I was about to say, you do not need to agree with the glow stick man. You were right the first time. What you're saying is definitely makes sense. Yes.
Please do not call me glow stick man. It's very insulting. Please do not call me glow stick man.
Oh, you don't like being
did that
called
hurt your
glow stick
feelings,
man?
glow stick man?
I honestly don't remember how to pronounce.
No. Lizard, it's glow stick man.
If I
You are
should
correct.
It's glow stick man.
It's
His first name is glow stick and his last name is man.
well, my darling, I do understand that you do not know what it's like to have a real man in your life, but I really think you should stop projecting right now.
Yes. So you said we were going to split the party, right? Yes. Okay. Let's do that now.
I am going to check the greenhouse, but I'm gonna cure wounds myself again because I'm at like 19, so I'm gonna me again.
Go ahead.
All right. Hold on.
Okay, another added to the list.
Hey, can I investigate the chandelier?
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
I mean it. I actually have a list.
Yeah. No, I love it. It's beautiful.
Okay, I wanna see what it's made out of. So what would that be?
It would be investigate.
Okay, cool. I got 14.
Okay, that's good. All right.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like a pretty normal chandelier for the time it's sort of been in. It looks kind of just like it's sort of made out of metal and things like that. It looks mostly made out of like sort of silver and like other kinds of metals like that. You can't quite tell all of them just by like looking at it per se, but it doesn't seem like there's anything suspicious about the chandelier. Looks like pretty normal.
Radical.
Okay, real quick though, so Kaskan and I were going in the greenhouse, right?
Oh,
what was that?
Yeah. I want to continue with you anymore. You have been very unkind to me.
I am sorry that I've been unkind to you, but you've been rather insulting to my name. All you had to do was ask. It is Abijah.
Glow stick man. Glow stick man.
Darling, I don't even think he counts as a man at this point.
Glow stick baby.
I wanted to go this way anyway, but I am not going it alone.
I don't know. It sounds like a good idea. Why don't you go in there by yourself?
You are not alone. I am still here. Even if you are unkind.
Look, you were so mean to him and he still wants to go with you.
I have accepted this as part of your personality.
I'm gonna go pat the giant lizard man.
Alright, so Abijah's gonna just roll his eyes. Abijah's gonna just roll his eyes and he's like, this is so infuriating, it's fine. Alright, so I guess Abijah and Kaskan are gonna go into the green room then.
All right. So just like what we were before. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Convoluted
Exactly
way
where
to
we
get
were
here,
before.
but it's okay. It's always good to be on the same page. All right. So the party dramatically does the one thing that you are never supposed to do in a haunted house and splits the party as they go into separate as they go in separate directions. We're going to start with the Dragonborn and the Aasimar. They go into the greenhouse and they open the glass doors as they walk in. But we're going to start with our other group real quick first.
Okay, I'm gonna close my window then. So
yeah, that's fine.
just keep going. I'm just gonna close my window.
So as you all sort of walk into the shadows of the other area, you do notice that as you walk in, more of these torches light up around the room, exposing more area than you did know was here before. You see, as you kind of now you have better light and you can see more. You now fully see the rooms of the drawing room. They're very large, lovely looking doors, very like unused as far as you can tell. You also see, however, on this side, you see another door sort of like under the stairs that you didn't see before. It's like the stairs go up along the wall and you can see under the stairs there's like another door leading to a different room that way. You can also see not a door, but like instead an archway that seems to lead into like, again, another very shadowy room that you can't see into from here. But that one does not have a door. It is just simply an archway leading to another room. But yeah, so you can just see more of the area now that you could before.
I want to see if she can go over to the Shadowy Room.
The Shadowy Room? Sure. You walk that way. Do Maylee and Lisandro follow her?
No.
No, we do not.
Okay.
We don't.
What are they doing?
What are we
So
doing?
I got a little notey note to show my my husband.
All right.
That's
So
right,
Tylwalyn, you start walking over there. What do you want to share? Go ahead and share it.
Gonna share it with my husband.
Are you gonna just do it in DMs?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you start passing notes to each other, like a couple in high school. As Tylwalyn walks to the Shadowy Room. Tylwalyn, you walk over through the dark archway into the unknown. And once again, torches alight. But this time they don't alight in green fire. They actually alight in a more like a more yellowish green fire. So it's a little bit more lime green in here. Still not quite natural, but a little more pleasant than it was before. You find yourself in a very large art gallery, covered in dust, cobwebs everywhere. The gallery is filled with both, like, as you can see, like normal paintings, like kind of just like landscapes. There's paintings of the house itself and things like that. Some are very worn and some are worse for wear, as you can't tell quite what they are. You also see many portraits of women, men, and families and all that kind of thing, kids, all sort of stuff. A lot of them were wearing hats and things like that. And while this is a quite surprising discovery, there is just a bit of, like in most haunted houses, all of the eyes of the pictures do feel like they're following you a little bit. It's a little unsettling. You could also see, just on a passing glance, you see, like, to your left at the end of the hallway, there's a large faded window where there's just the storm that's going on outside. It's just raging on the window. And you can also see on the right another little archway leading into a little smaller side room over there. And you can also see right across from you large grand doors that look very much more welcoming than some of the stuff in this house is seen. And they're very fancy.
She's gonna inspect the painting.
Just all the paintings?
Yeah.
Sure. Give me an investigate check.
10.
10. All right. You look around and you don't really find anything of note. So they're so old and things like that, and it's just a lot of these paintings are so detailed. Like Renaissance paintings. They're just so like there's so much detail and stuff like that. You do find looking around that, like, kind of observing more about their clothes and stuff like that. All of these sort of families and people, like, kind of have the vibes of almost like witches a little bit, which you as a wizard would know that witches are kind of just an extension of a wizard. They're more wizards who are not regarded as like official wizards. They didn't learn their stuff in a school or anything like that, or were taught by a teacher. They were taught more like a little more informally. They don't follow the same rules as a traditional wizard does, who has gone to a wizard college.
Wizard school.
Wizard school, yeah.
Wait, your wizard degree, yeah.
Yeah. Schools of magic.
She's gonna look around, see that Maylee and Lisandro aren't in here, and then walk back and see if she can, walk back to them.
So are they still there, just chilling, reading the note?
No, totally it's like, can I see if I notice her coming back in the room?
Give me okay. I'm gonna say that Tylwalyn's not stealthing, so just give me a perception check.
Noise. Oh, that's a 22.
Oh, you see her like immediately. You just see her like turn around in the room, just with your very sharp eyes.
I'm gonna take the note back from my husband, and then I'm gonna kiss him. You know, you can't stare at people kissing. That's awkward. We're not doing anything sus. Just kissing in the spooky house.
We are. Tylwalyn wants to argue so badly.
You're doing coupley
She
stuff
doesn't know
in
what
the
to say.
house.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Don't kink shame me.
I'm gonna say to be fair with that 22. Hang on. 1 second. I'm gonna see if this is even possible.
It was a nat 20 plus 2 also.
Oh no, it's a nat 2. Never mind. I mean, if Tylwalyn wants to roll a wild nat 2 to see, or not nat 20 to see if she can see catch the note as she's slipping it back in. No. Yeah. So you don't know a thing.
You just see a snake and a mouse making out, man.
Lollygagging in the middle of this room. You're not even in a hallway. You're just in the middle of this large room, just standing there, just standing there doing nothing.
Nothing, absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
We're not sus. No.
No, Lisandro's just slightly kneeling down just for the kiss. Because he's very tall.
Are you guys going
So
to continue doing that, or should I tell you what I saw in the next room?
I mean, is it important? Because if it's not, then I think we will continue.
Fine. She's gonna go back and then go into the next shadowy room.
Okay. You walk not through the doors, right? You mean the little side room to the right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you both go back. Does Maylee and Lisandro want to do anything, or are you all just gonna chill?
No, I want to sneak follow her.
Get a sneak follow. Okay. Stealth versus perception. Does Lisandro want to just walk with her, or just also sneak?
See, the thing is, I have disadvantage on stealth.
Yeah.
So, Lisandro loves his wife, but he cannot sneak like his wife, so he doesn't try. He just follows boldly.
All right. Do you want to give your wife the help action then?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
So
I'm sure with all your armor, you're not going to be able to be sneaky. You're going to make all this
No, he can
noise.
distract.
It's the loud click of his heels. All right. So what did Tylwalyn get?
16.
16. Has Maylee beat a 16?
18.
All right. Yeah, you successfully sneak through, which is so strange. I mean, there's a few statues in this art gallery and stuff like that, just decorative statues that rich people just have around. So you start just sneaking behind things. You're just very stealthy mouse. Tylwalyn, you go up. You don't notice that Maylee's stalking you for some reason, but you do notice that Lisandro's now kind of followed you in here. You go over to the small room to the right, and you find it's kind of been obscured a little by these beaded curtains and things like that. You find 3 paintings sort of sitting in this small little room here. You see one of kind of a younger looking woman, sort of to the right, on the right side. And you see under it in kind of a little gold plated little name tag, it says Rose Valentine. You see the one in the middle is a slightly older looking woman named Violet Valentine. And you see one that is really just an empty frame. But in the empty frame, you see just a little child's drawing that's been kind of haphazardly. They couldn't get it to fit all the way across to stay in the frame, so they've turned it on its side so it's it can reach just barely with the tips of the paper. And you just see a little child's drawing in the frame.
I'm gonna inspect those paintings again.
Do an investigate check.
Man, this is a lovely, like, art museum. No, it's just like a night at the museum. Everything's coming alive and trying
9.
Aw. You,
It's a good
you
drawing.
try to look around. You kind of look at the picture of the of like the little child's picture, and it's very scratchy. It's very much like a picture someone drew when they were 5. So you can't, like, you see that there is a child's version of like a portrait there, but it's so messy you can't tell what's hair or if that's ears or if that's like they have a halo or horns or what they even have on anything. It's just hard to kind of like interpret for you. You do see, kind of looking through them all again, you do kind of notice that something is a little bit familiar about the younger woman on the right. Can you give me an intelligence check?
16.
You look at the younger woman, you kind of squint at it a little bit. I'm going to ask, did Maylee follow her all the way here?
Oh yeah, I'm following her.
Okay, so can you, I'm going to say, do you want to give me an investigate? Well, okay, you can't give me an investigate because you're not in the room. But can you give me, because you're standing like in the doorway, I'm assuming? Because there's nowhere to really stealth into this room like this. But you're in the doorway, so can you give me an intelligence check with disadvantage? Since you're like further away.
That's a 7.
7. Okay, so you will not notice this. But Tylwalyn, you looking at this younger woman in the picture, you kind of look it over, and for a moment you just sort of like look at the way the cheekbones are and the way the chin is shaped and all of that kind of stuff, the size of the forehead. You realize this looks a lot like the old woman selling you flowers.
I knew I shouldn't have trusted her. She's gonna see if can she roll a history check to see if she recognizes the name Valentine?
Sure, go for it.
Go, librarian, go.
Go, librarian, go.
Does
7.
Lisandro want to do anything, or is he just vibing?
Listen, his only talents are being hot and strong. He's not smart. It's not happening.
He's
Alright,
so good at both of those things, though.
What did Tylwalyn get for her history check?
7.
7. Yeah, no, you don't recognize the name Valentine or anything like that. Do you want to do an Arcana check, though? I'll try to give you a chance here.
14.
14. Okay. So thinking about you ponder the names Valentine in your head, and nothing's coming to you. It doesn't sound familiar to you. You do know that looking at these women, based on the pictures you already saw in the rest of the gallery and the stuff that they were wearing, they are very much, you very much think these ladies are wizards, and they do. By that I mean witches, but subcategory of wizards in this case. And you also think, especially the lady kind of like in the middle a little bit, looks like she was probably a very powerful witch.
Okay.
I've been staring at those paintings for a very long time.
Oh, so you now want to hear what I wanted to say?
Well, is it interesting?
Depends on your version of interesting.
Well, you haven't told me what it is.
Basically, so the families and people pictured in the portraits in the other rooms, they're all witches, which is basically like an apprenticeship kind of thing of wizards. Just they didn't really go to an actual formal school for wizardry. And then these ones, however, these ones also, from the 2 pictures I can tell, and I can't make out the child's drawing, however, but the one in the middle, specifically Violet Valentine, she is definitely a powerful witch.
You can tell that from a painting?
Yes, it's more of like what she's wearing, the symbols that she has, basically you can tell kind of by her the iconic focuses and the stuff that she's carrying. Just these kinds of things.
Yes, okay. Anything else, or is it just they're witches? Because not very interesting.
I mean, that's all I can tell for now. I mean, can you make out that the child's drawing?
He's gonna make his way over to the child's drawing.
All right, give me an investigation.
Give me a second. I have to remember. Okay, yeah, it is a negative. 20, not 20.
Oh!
No, technically a 19, but
Goodness
Still
gracious.
in that 20.
Okay, no, nat 20's a nat 20.
Mhm.
You, Lisandro, you strut over there. So cool. You lean over and immediately you just can tell, like, Tylwalyn was struggling to interpret it. You just, for some reason, it all just clicks for you. You know this child and what they were drawing. You see that this picture is essentially like this child's interpretation of what these two portraits were on the side. Like, it was I'm gonna say on a nat 20, you can tell that this kid that like very much wanted their own portrait, and so that they made themselves a portrait. You can also tell that this child in the picture you can see has I need to remember. You can see has like kind of reddish skin with like blonde hair, and you can see that like up on its head there seems to be crudely scribbled in horns, as well as a tail behind them. You also see on a nat 20 fucking investigation check, your eyes kind of drift over to the painting in the center, sort of like the middle painting, and you can see that the center painting looks slightly crooked.
well, without even thinking, he just goes to correct it because it's just, it's crooked. So just,
You see, I'm gonna say because you got the nat 20 there, I'll count that into luck. As you go to correct it, a paper slips out down and like falls out of the from behind the painting onto the ground.
I see it this time, right?
Yeah. Oh, you see this one.
I
Yeah.
hope you would see the paper.
Yeah. No, you see the paper fall out.
He goes to pick
Oh.
it up.
All right.
What does it say?
Yeah, you see, you pick it up, and it's again another child's drawing. This one looks a little bit better, so this is probably like the same kid was probably a little older. But you see the same little like horned, hot like little girl in the portrait, with what looks to you like a drawing of Violet, the lady in the middle, sort of like holding hands, looking cute with like big smiles on their face, and you see something written in Elvish kind of up in the corner. Do any of you know Elvish?
I don't know. I don't know it.
Nope.
Yes, I do.
You do.
Wow.
So Lisandro, you and Maylee, you don't know. Maylee's still like
I'm hiding.
But Tylwalyn, you look at it and you can see written in Elvish. It says "Mom and Me."
Mom and me.
Are you still lost
Okay.
on what this is? Because I can start explaining what this is. It's pretty obvious.
No, it's just the writing says "Mom and Me." Can she roll now another investigation check to see if she would recognize now maybe the child?
I will
From,
let
like,
you do that, but I'm actually going to get back to that. We're going to cut back to the greenhouse now. So we are pausing in the gallery. We will come back to them in a moment for the other investigate checks. Just hold whatever you wanted to do for a second. We go to the conservatory. Kaskan and Abijah, you open these like sort of dirty like glass doors. You can see now that you were closer right before you opened it that they're just so like covered. They're faded and like muddied and not muddy. That's not really the right word. But like
They're just not
you know
taken
how
care
like,
for.
glass, they just have not been cleaned in like years.
So it's just like layers and layers of, like muck.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little gross. And you do see that it is kind of coming from the outside a little bit. You open the doors, and as soon as you do, you just immediately see this crazy, overgrown mess of a conservatory. There are plants just everywhere, broken through windows, like just smashed through things. You see, like in the ceiling, there are just chunks of the ceiling that are gone that plants are like growing out of to escape. You can see like sort of trickles of rain coming through in those areas. You see this massive tree, just like maybe like 50 feet, probably past that feet tall, just in the center of this room. like broken through partly into the ceiling and stuff like that. And you see, well, both of you can see, because while the rest of the room is kind of like a little bit grayed, it's still very green, with like some colors of flowers and things like that here and there. But something twinkles kind of way up high in the tree that you can all see, and it kind of catches both of your eye. You see very high up, sort of in the top of the tree, wrapped around a vine, you see a bright green gemstone just sort of dangling in that vine.
Okay, can I roll? Would it be insight to see if this is like a trap? Would that be insight?
If you're just trying to suss out if this seems dangerous, I'll say it's insight. But if you're actually like looking for a trap, it would be investigation.
No, that's what I mean. Like this. Just the whole thing looks sus. Like this seems too like. That's what I meant. Like
yeah, doing insight.
Okay, good. Because my wait, did I have that right? Yeah, my insight's +5, so that's also why I'm like, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Nat 20.
What the?
Fucking nat 20.
How do you?
All right, let me think about this. I'm trying to read some stuff here.
I haven't gotten a lot of nat 20s. I just get high.
No. You look kind of, you sort of suss out, you squint and you kind of look around this room. What I'm gonna say is okay, because you did get a nat 20, so I'll be fair here. You do get the idea that this is not normal. Plants do, while it's true that places that are abandoned for a long time will become like overrun with like plants and stuff like this is not normal. This is either the plants themselves are magical, or they have had magic that has been cast on them to make them this way. And you believe on that insight check, sort of looking around, you can tell that it is, these plants were enchanted in some way. You don't know when, and you don't know how. You need an Arcana check for that. But it's not that these plants are naturally this way, so to speak, but somebody has enchanted them at some point to where these plants are not normal. You get the idea that the way they've grown is just extremely extremely over the top and extreme. And you get the idea extremely extreme. They also you also see plants that are like alive and doing very well that probably shouldn't be in these kinds of conditions. Like there are plants that need to be like watered every single day that are like thriving and lush and like beautiful. There are plants, you see like cactuses here and there that are just doing fine, even though they're getting like drenched in rainwater. It's like, it's a little strange. So you don't know what it is, you do have, just with that nat 20 insight, you need to be cautious here.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what it is, but something is clearly up here to where we need to be really careful. See over there?
A better gardener, yes.
Yes, but he's trying to be nice. He's like, well, be nice, you know what I mean? Like he's trying to like, yeah, okay. So he's like, all right, do you know anything about cacti?
They are the desert plant, yeah. Yes.
Yes. What is there not a lot of in the desert?
Water.
Yes. Now, see how those cacti, see them over there? They are flourishing with tons of water on them. And this has clearly been this way for a while. That makes no sense. And some of these other plants, and he like points over to like one of like the really like the one you said. It's like, this plant needs very specific sunlight and watering every day, but it's perfectly fine. But no one's cleaned the windows, so... Alright. So we need to be careful. And I would like, can I roll an Arcana check? For like the thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, baby. It's a +0, please. Please be nice.
What'd you get?
Is it a 1?
No, it's a 2.
Okay.
God, you have no fucking clue. Honestly, you know, listen, I know we talked about this, but I mean, like, for all you know, it could have been the thief could have done this shit. Who really knows, honestly? Maybe
He's very
maybe Kaskan's been speaking some truth, but you also just have no fucking clue. I mean, for all you know, this could even just be like what Lisandro or Maylee playing a prank on you. You have no idea. It's
All right, so
it could be anyone or anything,
So-
or
so-
maybe the plans are magic. Who knows?
magic.
So he disassociates for a minute, and then he goes, "That bastard did. Oh, I cursed. Oh no. Oh, I'm
I
so
will
sorry. I
forgive
didn't.
you
I
for your
didn't.
language.
I am so sorry. I did not intend for that. That
I will
very,
forgive your language.
very mean slime ball did turn into a bundle of sticks.
He did. He's very bad.
Maybe while their stuff is sus here and we don't understand what's going on, maybe he enchanted the room to make it harder for us to find him.
He could have done that. Yes.
You are, yeah. All right.
What a
So,
sneaky bounty.
all right. So so can we roll investigate in the room to like look for?
Investigate.
Yeah, because like we know his footprints are here, but we also
Yeah.
so we also know to be on our guard though. Can we like safely investigate? I don't know how to say it.
You can carefully investigate. Does Kaskan want to carefully investigate as well?
He will try with
Cool.
-1.
Just roll and investigate. I'm just assuming, like, sort of for flavor, you're doing it very carefully, like trying not to damage the plants too much.
Yeah.
He's just this big giant lizard.
Okay,
man.
so I got a
Careful where he's
17.
putting his-
I'm getting a lot of 17s. I got a 17.
17. What did Kaskan
Oh no! What did you get?
I rolled it 2. So dirty 1.
get? It's not in that one, so I'll be nice.
Yeah.
So you.
Just so preoccupied not crushing any of the plants
Yeah,
that he doesn't.
you are.
It's
just
probably
Kaskan's
because you're on
really-
your armor and everything
God,
too. You're bulky.
really trying to help, like, so hard. He's got his huge dragon feet. He's trying to, like, delicately step over in between plants and things like that. He's trying to be, like, very delicate with his claws, trying to lift leaves up. He's just not getting anywhere. At one point he gets distracted because there's just like, wow, that bird of paradise is just so beautiful. I've never seen anything more beautiful in my life. He's just so distracted. Abijah, however, I need a, what do I need? I need a, where is it? I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
Fuck. Alright, hold on.
Is it a nat 1?
No, I got a 10.
A 10? Okay.
That's not
What did I write here? Okay. You, all right, I'm gonna describe what happens. Warning to everyone watching, for body horror. So you start to carefully look through vines. You start to kind of like wander your way over to the tree to see if like maybe he's been hiding like around the tree somewhere. And as you pull through some vines to peek through them, you see something horrifying. You found your bounty, or the corpse of your bounty, as you see he's been suffocated with just like thorns gripping around his neck. You see like vines like shoved in his ears and things like that, and you can even see like some of it like poking through its mouth and things like that. You see just thorns like through his face, almost like things have just kind of grown through him. You see like his arms and legs like just wrenched in directions they shouldn't be wrenched. And you just see this man like having been suffocated in these vines, and you just immediately throw up.
Do I throw up on the corpse?
Next to the corpse, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
But you just vomit
I just
because it's
pictured that
horrifying.
and you just fucking black.
No, this was the last thing you were expecting, so you just like that's insane.
Yeah, so just does that. He's fucking just wrenches, just. Oh, God! Really loud. It's just. I'm picturing he's not a graceful puker either. It's like very loud and visceral. So I'm
Kaskan, you just like you're staring intensely at a flower and only barely are brought back to reality by the sounds of Abijah vomiting in the distance. It's like 15 feet away from you.
He has to go investigate that now.
Hey, at least no one who would actually bully him over it saw it or was there.
Right?
Kaskan finds him.
Yeah, he would have gotten roasted.
You, I'm gonna say because the vines have been cleared away, Kaskan, you also now see this. Can you give me a Constitution saving throw with advantage? since I'm gonna say you have enough like common sense to kind of tell like, oh dear, something's bad over here.
So, 23.
23. You
Oh,
you walk over. Yeah, you see the vines cleared away. You feel like that shocked a little bit because you were. I mean, honestly, this really does stab a hole through your theory right here.
Yeah.
And if anything, that's more shocking to you than the actual like horror in front of you. So you're just like, just more like, oh wow. So I guess he didn't do that.
Actually, you'd probably just be more like, that's the bounty. How are we going
okay, so
to get
I
our
picture
money?
Abijah too is like hands on his knees, like just retching. Like he's not even like graceful about it. He's just like
Wrenching. Kaskan just like, we ruined the mission. Fuck. Okay, it's okay.
what?
No.
I know.
It's not on us. It will reflect badly upon us. I'm so sorry.
Well, that does.
The house did eat them.
That does put a hole in our theory. I can't look at it. I'm just gonna cover him back up.
Push the vines back.
Yeah. It's just so that leaves me to believe that he is not behind this room, and so I'm fine. But now, I don't think we need to find out how this happened. And can I rule? Because my gamer brain is telling me to do something with the gem, but my character brain is I'm trying to think if he would catch on to like.
Give me.
That's what I'm wondering.
If you want to try and like just kind of ponder this and figure out, I'm gonna say you're still a little shook.
Yeah.
From that, so I would say you can give me an insight check with disadvantage to see if you can figure out, maybe just theorize why this might have happened.
All right. Okay. Please. Yeah, I got a disadvantage. I got an 8. So
okay, you honestly have no idea how this happened. You don't know like if he did something or if he triggered something or if like I mean, for all you know, he could have been climbing the tree and just fell and this happened or something like that. You genuinely don't know.
So he's gonna turn to Kaskan again and be like, "Do you remember what he was? I know he's a bounty, but do we know what he had done?"
Stole things.
He stole things. He stole things. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know if I had a second chance at life. I wouldn't go into the spooky house. That would be my first instinct. I would just keep running.
Oh, by the way, I almost forgot something, Michie. Because you failed that Constitution save, I need a madness check from you.
Fuck!
I forgot we were doing that. Madness check. All right.
So is it just is the madness just a raw 20?
It is. Where did
or
I
is
put it? I believe it is a wisdom saving throw, as I have it on here. For anyone watching this, because y'all don't know this, I have a homebrew system I put in here called Madness, where players can go crazy from the horrifying things they're going to see in this house.
That's right.
And this seems like a perfect moment for madness.
Okay. Stuck with the mad glow stick, man.
Yeah, so wisdom saving throw for this.
So that's 16. It is 16.
One moment. I'm gonna say that con save. I will say it just barely does.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say, because what you were rolling for to save for that was going to be long-term madness. Because that was quite horrific and shocking to you. I'm gonna say because you saved that, but it was only a 16, you will get some short-term madness for you.
Okay.
So this is going to last, your short-term madness, if I can find my die, is going to be, it's only going to last for, that is a 9. It's going to last for 9 minutes. So it'll go away pretty soon. And guess what? Your short-term madness is going to be 66.
Oh god.
You. Okay.
I'm smiling.
Let me put this. Hang on. Let me just copy this and put this in my notes real quick, so I know to keep doing this to you.
Oh!
Okay. You. All right. So while you are talking to Kaskan, and Kaskan is kind of describing like, well, he stole things and things like that.
Mhm.
You sort of start blinking, and you look towards the doorway again, and you swear that you can just see the other 3 players. They're all just standing there in the doorway.
Okay, so so I see the characters just standing there, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so alright, so he trails off, he looks over, he sees them, and he's just like, wonderful. Now he's gonna make fun of the fact that I threw up. It's just everything I needed today.
I won't tell the others. That is an embarrassing fact.
Well, thank you very much, but we don't. I'm just gonna look back over to like the door.
You look at Kaskan, and then you look back, and they're gone.
he just gets quiet, just kind of like, well, you know,
They did hit you very hard.
well, you know, thank you for that. He's like rubbing his temple, like fucking weird, and he's just like, thank you for that. I do apologize for being insensitive, but I do find Glow Stick Man a bit of, just a little bit. I'm rather proud of my halo, and I know.
Lovely halo. It illuminates very well.
All right. Well, you know what?
It has lit many darknesses.
You know what? Since my name is hard to pronounce for you, and I don't want to be rude, and I'm trying to do better. And he's still thinking about the fact that he saw them and they're gone. Like it's like in the back of his head now.
Oh yeah.
Because that would fuck me up. Like if I like saw that would mess with me. So
yes.
he's like, so how about you just call me Abe? Is that sound fair?
Abe sounds much easier.
All right.
The second syllable. I kept calling you Abijah. I'm
That is
very
fine.
sorry.
It is okay. It is
We do
fine.
not have many ASMRs.
In the back of his head, he's not saying it. He's like, I am not surprised.
While you're having this conversation, Abijah, you hear like something start laughing above you, just like, and you look up, and where the gem was before, you see like instead of a vine holding a gem, you see like a little green imp with its tail tied around the tree, just like cackling at you from up there.
Okay, so he's gonna just like he'll look up and he'd be like, "A bat's the demon."
It's not very kind to say to a tree. Even if it is made out of corpses.
You don't see the imp.
Just don't look up.
You don't see an imp. There's just a gem there.
It is very green and very far away. I can see why you would be confused.
Oh, okay. He's very upset now, but he's not gonna like admit that he was wrong because he knows that he saw. So he's like trying to rationalize. He's like, you know, maybe I hurt my head a little bit with that vomit. I never was very graceful with it, and it's been a shame. So, but I still see the imp, right? I still see the imp.
So
like,
you still see it's still laughing at you. Just
all right. So it's like, you know what? Maybe we should get that gem. Maybe there's something about it that will either help or hurt this room that we can get through it. What do you think?
I am not a climbing wizard. I do not know how much time.
Alright. Well, I have an idea. For our safety, I have guiding bolt, and that's 120 feet. Why don't we get far away and I try to shoot it out of the tree?
I am open to that suggestion.
Or do you have any distance? Do you have any distance weapons or magic? Or
I have a hand axe I can throw up there.
I too have a hand axe.